I recorded you.
Okay. Okay. So
Dr. Tan, please introduce yourself.
I grew up here. I studied in NUS. Then it was called University of Singapore.
Mm.
And after completing my BS, I got a first class honors, and I went to Manchester, and there I did my PhD
PhD in mushrooms?
in mycology. Yeah,
In mycology.
which study of fungi.
Really?
Of course,
PhD in mushrooms.
the fruiting body, right? So
it's PhD.
yeah,
That. So how long did it take you to come up with this Shiitake essence?
I think after selling fresh shiitake and other mushrooms, then we were thinking of uh, selling functional foods and so on. So we went into some products like Shiitake Essence.
Prompted you to delve into functional foods? Because back then, 1980s, 1990s, not many people actually think about functional foods.
I've been in this field for all the while because I'm basically a microbial biochemist because I was teaching in university biochemistry and all. So this is what I know and what I think people should have.
It's a wow, you
If
really
you want to eat more mushrooms,
you're really an advocate for mushrooms, I would say.
yeah.
So from the 1980s, you have this belief that there's such a thing as functional foods,
Yep.
and then you chance upon mushrooms.
And I didn't just chance upon mushroom, it was my research
It was a research paper.
area.
You chose the research, or the research just fall on your lap?
I mean, I was actually using mushrooms to study development.
Ah,
Because if you look at how a mushroom is formed from a mass of cell mycelia,
yeah.
it gets organized into structures. So it's formed a mushroom with a cap, a stem, and so on. So how does it happen? No one knows. So I was actually studying the biochemistry of development.
So
Then I got sidetracked. We went into commercialization of growing mushrooms and selling mushrooms.
you were fascinated, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a small little spore, and how it could.
Yeah, a spore can become a whole web of a network of mycelia, and then this then can get organized in forming mushrooms.
Yes, and how
all the fruiting body, which you can eat.
Yeah, and
And
it's
has so many medicinal properties that they contribute to your health.
exactly. Shiitake essence. Why shiitake and not oyster mushroom, not maitake?
Basically, we know that shiitake has a lot of medicinal properties, especially able to enhance your immune system. And as you know, your immune system is responsible for fighting diseases, fighting infections, and so on. So if you, let's say, drink Shiitake essence, your immune response would be enhanced. We had, in fact, did some experiments in the university, and people who have actually taken Shiitake mushrooms every day, 30 to 50 grams, you can measure the immune response. and certain immune parameters like tumor necrosis factor, TNF, can be shown to be enhanced. So every bottle of Shiitake essence, we are talking about using something like 200 grams of Shiitake mushrooms. And of course, when you take the essence, definitely you can have your immune response enhanced.
So each bottle has around 200 grams of shiitake.
Yeah, at least 100 to 200 grams of shiitake mushrooms. Yeah.
Wow. Just can't tell from a small bottle.
Yeah, because it's an extract.
Yeah. So 100 to 200. Wow. So each mushroom is around 30 grams, right?
No. Not each mushroom. One mushroom is only at 5 grams.
Oh, each mushroom is only 5 grams. The dry ones.
We're talking about fresh.
The fresh ones.
Yeah. So I'm talking about fresh mushrooms, not dried mushrooms.
So the shiitake essence is from fresh mushrooms.
Yeah.
Wow. So they have to be freshly harvested.
Yeah.
Then after that, it goes through the.
We process it.
Yeah, and then it has to be. It has to undergo the hot water extraction.
That's right. Yeah.
Then it's.
Then we bottle it, we sterilize it, and the essence is actually produced in a GMP factory.
Right.
Good manufacturing practice.
Yeah, and definitely it has ISO 22000.
Yeah, expiry is not an issue actually because you're looking at a glass bottle. So if you have something liquid or whatever in a glass bottle, after sterilization, it can actually last more than 3 years.
Yeah.
Because it's not like a can. A can, after some time, you do get some of the tin, leak into the food. Right. So in a glass bottle, that doesn't happen.
So that means it's more like our immune system is like an army, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's
like an army.
In layman terms, yes.
So by increasing our intake, or we take some Lentinan.
Yeah.
To add it in our diet. Anyway, if we take it into our diet, it's more like boosting the morale of the army. Can I say that?
Not just the morale; it gives them the ammunition.
Ammunition.
Yeah, because morale without enough ammunition.
Yeah, with morale, it's not enough.
Yeah, that's right.
With more power, in a way.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So Lentinan is how much Lentinan is too much, or how much Lentinan is too little?
Lentinan is just a term for the shiitake beta glucan because it's quite a specific complex carbohydrate that's present in the mushrooms and which is also water soluble.
Okay.
So that's why in Japan and China, they've isolated Lentinan to a pure state so that they can use it as an anti-cancer drug. So
this is a public study, right?
Yes, it is already approved in Japan and China.
It's approved by their health departments.
Yeah.
And all that, right? Okay.
In fact, it's been shown that in Japan, Lentinan as an anti-cancer drug has been sold quite a lot. In fact, it's the best-selling anti-cancer drug.
I see. Okay. Fresh mushrooms, they are from organic farms, chemical-free farms, or?
Yeah, there are all these places cultivating it because mushrooms are grown from sort of a sawdust-based substrate. Right. And you don't need to add any chemicals to grow it. Yeah. And the mushroom grows quite quickly. Within a couple of months, you can get mushrooms. Yeah. Yeah.
So they are, because I heard that there are two types, or I don't know how many types of shiitake mushrooms.
I mean, if you're looking at flower shiitake or smooth surface shiitake, these are all conditions of growth. They are not really different types of mushrooms. For instance, flower mushrooms that you get in the market, essentially they are grown in a sort of lower temperature. So during winter, that's when you get the flower mushrooms.
That's what we call the tonggu.
Yeah, tonggu. And that's why it's tongtian the tonggu. And whereas the smooth surface dried shiitake or even fresh shiitake, they are usually grown in spring and autumn. Because shiitake requires something like about 15 to 20 degrees to grow. Yeah, can't grow in the tropics without air conditioning.
15 to 20, that means it has to be consistently between 15 to 20.
That's just a ballpark temperature. Of course, during the growing process, I mean, we do adjust temperatures.
Right, right.
But generally, you're looking at below 20.
Below 20.
For shiitake to grow. The mushrooms, yeah.
Okay. But is it the same, or how do I put it?
I think probably you're thinking in terms of, let's say, should someone just eat a lot of mushrooms every day rather than drinking a bottle?
Yeah.
I think it's very convenient to drink a bottle rather than eating 100 grams of mushrooms every day, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there will definitely be a lot of people who will think that they can just eat many mushrooms.
Go, you can try that.
It's quite impossible because one mushroom, how to have like 100 to 200 grams of mushrooms within
every day. Yeah, that's why Essence is a more convenient way of taking the medicinal properties of the mushroom. Yeah.
Right. So what is this hot water extraction, and how does it actually bring out the nutrients? It's just hot water.
Oh, it's because it's just whatever we are looking at, they're soluble. That's why it's hot water. I mean, we don't use alcohol to extract it and all that. Whereas all this important medicinal components, they are all extracted by water.
Right. So, and then of course you have done tests.
Of course, we concentrate it after extraction to a certain concentration before we bottle it.
So you have also done tests to prove that it has a certain
amount of beta glucan and all that in the bottle. Yeah.
Right. So who do you think will benefit the most from drinking the shiitake essence?
Quite a few of my friends were suggesting that they don't get flu during flu seasons, because of course that shows that their immune response has been elevated to fight against viral infection.
How much do they drink? Like they drink it every day?
A bottle a day.
A bottle a day.
Yeah.
Right. So that means a bottle a day is actually sufficient?
Sufficient. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay, I shall start drinking 1 bottle a day.
I think so.
Yeah. And what about the people with gout, and kidney stones? Because we do experience friends who have gout. They will say, "Oh, we cannot take too much mushrooms," that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but this is not mushroom, no. This is an extract
The next
of
track, right? Yeah.
soluble nutrients and medicinal components from the mushroom.
So it's really a bottle of concentrated um, beta glucan.
Beta glucan plus other medicinal components that the mushroom has.
Purely from the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just wow. There's another question, which is why only shiitake mushrooms, which I think you've also answered it earlier, that it has a very good immune boosting element,
That's right. Yeah.
especially when it comes to uh, fighting against cancer cells.
Cancer and also infection because it has been shown to be antivirus.
What sort of infection
So,
are we?
because you're talking about any infection, because what shiitake does is
Hmm.
the beta glucan,
Mhm.
which is called Lentinan,
Mhm.
enhance your immune response. So helps your body fight against diseases and infections, basically.
So if we put it in layman's term,
It's not a medicine like antibiotic. It helps your own body, your immune system, to fight against all this infection and disease, because this is your immune response.
which is why a lot of people were like, "Are you sure? Like this small little bottle of thing, it
You
contains so
must
much nutrients."
try,
Yeah,
because if you don't try it, you won't know.
exactly right.
So
Yeah,
and you cannot just take one bottle and hope that you can get some effects. It
it's not a
doesn't work that
miracle drug.
way. It
Yeah.
doesn't work that way. You just have to drink it for a couple of weeks and see what's happened, or
So
even a month. Yeah.
what do you suggest? Like, so they should take over 1 week, and then they will.
1 week's not enough.
It's not enough.
All of us have different system. All right. We're
Mm.
all very different. So some people within a week they might have an effect, others may not.
Mm.
So you should take it over a month or two to
1 month.
find what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Over 1 month or two.
Yep.
Let's see.
Other people they may say, look, after 1 week, I'm feeling great. No, I don't feel sick, I don't get any infection, but others may say 1 month. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone is different, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, the response is different.
I think anyone can drink it because, as you mentioned just now, people with uric acid problems or gout, I don't think they'll have any problems drinking this.
Because it's all natural. There's nothing
Yeah.
that
Because gout is actually, if you take food with a lot of nucleic acids,
mm,
and when you talk about this extract, I mean, this extract, as I was suggesting, we are looking at the extracts, essentially the soluble beta glucan and nutrients and so on. So,
yeah. So all these nutrients can.
be consumed and be taken in to
The
give
morale.
the body
Yeah, and boost the
more health.
morale of the little armies in us.
Yeah.
Ah, so can we dare say that the Shiitake Essence is the one and only in the world with pure Shiitake mushrooms made from fresh Shiitake mushrooms? So we try to Google, but we can't find an equivalent.
I don't think that any company is doing it right now. But I'm sure with time,
Yeah.
like any other product, many companies trying to introduce a product quite similar to what we have done. I mean, you can't stop them from doing it. I mean,
Yeah. Definitely. But it's quite pricey, right? I mean, fresh shiitake mushrooms,
of
so
course,
much for them.
yeah, definitely. Shiitake is not a cheap mushrooms. I mean, like oyster mushrooms,
Yeah.
or even enoki and other mushrooms. Test this,
That one,
buy the product and eat it every day or drink every day.